In English, you actually use a lot of French words, but in French, we pronounce these words differently, and the definition is sometimes different. So, in this video, I'm going to show you how we actually pronounce these French words that you commonly use in everyday conversations in English, and I'm going to show you how we use these words and what it actually means. The first word is chef. A chef in English is someone who's responsible of the kitchen staff cooking the meals in a restaurant, right? So in French, it means something else. It means just boss. So if you want to talk about a chef in a kitchen specifically, we're going to say in French, le chef cuisinier. That's the chef who cooks, right? But of course, in the kitchen, everyone is going to call the chef, but it actually means boss, okay? Let's say that now you're working in an office, an administrative office, and you want to talk about your boss. You're going to say something like, for example, mon chef est sympa. My boss is nice. So it doesn't mean the chef from the kitchen, right? It's just the boss. That's it. So it doesn't matter what the industry is. Okay. So it's still going to be chef. Le chef is the boss. The second word is the word sauté that you have in sautéed vegetables. So, do you know where it comes from, that word sauté? It actually comes from the word to jump in French, sauté. So, we say literally to make the vegetables jump in the pan. Okay? So, we can use it to say, for example, oh, the kids are jumping on the trampoline. Les enfants sautent sur le trampoline. Okay, so it can be used in cooking, but it can be used just to describe to jump. Okay, the third word is crème brûlée. So crème brûlée is a famous French dessert, but brûlée actually means burnt. So literally, it is a burnt cream because they burn the surface of the cream a little bit. So brûler can also be used to say something like la forêt brûle, the forest is burning. So we use it in that context also. The next word is the word soirée. And that one is a little bit funny because I heard that in English, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, I heard that it means something like a fancy party. But in French, there's nothing fancy about that word. Okay, so we use it in two or three different ways. So the first literal meaning is evening. It just means evening. So for example, you could say something like Je passe la soirée à regarder la télé. I'm spending the evening watching TV. Okay, so that's the first meaning. A second meaning could refer to a party at your friend's house. That's pretty common actually to use it that way. For example, you could say, Mon ami fait une soirée ce weekend. My friend is having a party, was making a party this weekend. And I've used it that way a lot of times also. And it could also mean a party, but not a party in somebody's house. It could be also an event. For example, you could say, À Paris, il y a une soirée disco dans le sixième arrondissement. In Paris, there's a special disco party in the sixth uh, arrondissement. I'm not sure how to translate that in English. It's like sixth district, maybe I could say. So, see could be used as just evening, a party at your friend's house, or an event, but it's just an event. There's nothing fancy about it. The next word is voila. So when I hear that word in movies that I watch, it sounds like the person is really proud and is showing something really nice. Voila, like this. In French, it doesn't really have the same vibe, if I can say. So, for example, I use it in the same way, but let's say just to say something like, there it is. Oh, there it is. So let's say I'm cooking something and it's ready, and I come with a dish and I say, et voilà, which means there it is. Okay, but it's not to show off like voila, like this. It's just there it is, it's ready. Okay. Um, You can hear this voila also when you go to the restaurant. For example, if the waiter is giving you your dish or the check, for example, it could say something like voilà le plat, which means literally there it is. So there's, oh, here's the dish, or here's the check. Voilà l'addition, the check, right? So another way we use voila, it could be when we're upset about something. So for example, let's say that I knew this would happen. And I say something like, ah, bah voilà, je savais. So in this case, it means something like, oh, there it is. I knew it would happen. Okay, there it is. It happened. And we like to use this filler word, bah voilà, je savais. Oh, there it is. I knew it. Okay. And another way we use it is also when, let's say, you're trying to convince someone and this person is not believing you, and you're trying to convince that person again and again. And then finally, this person agrees, and you say, bah voilà, and there it is, finally. So you have this finally idea into it also. So yeah, it could be used in many ways, this voila. Then I have déjà vu. So in English, you usually say déjà vu, but we say déjà vu. Okay, so we use it the same way, but it also means something else. So déjà vu, oh, you have this feeling that you've seen that before, right? But literally, déjà vu means already seen. So we can also use it in sentences like, I have already seen this movie, for example. J'ai déjà vu ce film. Okay, so it could be used in that way. So literally, it means already seen. Then we have the word cliché, and we say cliché et cliché. So we use it the same way, but it actually means a picture. So a cliche is basically stuck, right? It's an image we have from something that is stuck in time, right? So that's a cliche. And it actually refers to a picture, but it's an old word and we don't use it anymore, but that's where it comes from. So nowadays we just use it as you use it in English. Finally, I have the word encore. So in English, it's usually used when the artist is coming back to the stage, right? But in French, we don't use it that way at all. So instead, we use it in mainly two different ways. So it could be still, meaning you're still doing something. For example, if I say, je suis encore au travail, that means I am still at work. Okay. Or it could mean again. So you could say, for example, here I have il est encore en retard. He is late again. Okay. So the reason why you use encore to refer to an artist coming back again is because literally in French it means again. Okay. So again or still, depending on the context. And that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments if you know more French words that you use in English in everyday conversations, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!